Hello and welcome to this week's installment of BFM's 89.9 Seconds. I'm Lynn, joined by Nadia, Hassan and Sharyl, Kaur. And as always, we are delivering you your weekly installment of 3 huge news stories of the week in just under 90 seconds. On the docket this week is student activism, death with dignity, and Taylor Swift and Spotify breaking up. Let's get started. First up, a topic that has been percolating around our country for quite some time, the issue of student activism. Sharyl has some thoughts.
So should student activism be allowed as a platform for students to speak their minds
I don't know,
on
what
issues?
do you think?
I feel that students should be allowed to speak their minds because it actually encourages them to be more active participants in society.
I think, that's completely true, but at the same time, we seem to be stuck in this cycle of, breaking down gates and unable to do something without being complete asses about it.
Okay,
Exactly.
hang on. The thing is, right, aren't these universities also places to learn? And doing activism, at least the way that we are doing it now, the form that we're doing it now, only seems to be a certain class of people. Certain type of people actually lead it, some other ones who just want to get along and do their business. What's wrong with that?
I think participation in civil society does involve, having these sorts of discussions and conflicts and learning how to resolve them. And I guess this is a part of that.
And there are ways for you to mitigate these discussions, i.e. have forums, maybe invite them to speak about it.
That's opening a door that I think people aren't ready to, though.
Yeah, but
why
even have a physical space at all, right? And these days, the world is so borderless that you actually don't need a physical space. Actually, an online army, as shown by the recent Gamergate thing, has actually shown how powerful they are and how they get headlines.
Gamergate also displays the worry of anonymity, the
That's
idea
because
that
the people who do it are cowards. They do
No,
not
it's
dare
because,
to come out and
it's because we occupy a space that doesn't necessarily allow, that
Why not?
kind of
Why not
forwardness.
change it? I mean, why not change it?
I think this is a part of that.
Yes,
For our second topic, on November 1st, Brittany Maynard, who was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer, ended her life with medical help. And of course, this has thrown up a whole slew of issues. And the thing is, I believe that everybody has a right to die with dignity. It's not a right that's allowed in many countries or even in many states. But I think it's something that we have a right to as people and as people who understand that,
Yeah, but the thing is, right, what brought the thing to the forefront is because she was so young. A lot of previous cases of assisted suicide, as they call it, were all for older cases,
but
terminal
she knew
cases.
that
Yes, why not fight it? The
she
thing is
knew her
because
death was going to be terrible, though. It was a universal opinion of medical doctors that it was going to be a terrible, awful death. And,
then why there was other stories that counteracted, saying that people who had the exact same actually lived through it?
I think it depends on your body as well and whether
your
it's
diagnosis.
Able to, whether you're able to fight
so
it.
does it take any less out of the fact that this lady who had the same disease chose to fight? Does that because
not to me at all? I think
because you see, that's what seems to be coming across. They're lauding the fact that she chose to die with dignity. They're not lauding the fact that this woman chooses to live against adversity.
Not at all. No. I think we celebrate cancer patients who choose to fight all the time, and there's nothing
wrong.
wrong.
We're jaded, and now
not at all. That is not what I said. I think it's great that we choose to do that, but it's also wonderful to note when somebody understands how she wants to die and how she wants to leave her family and her loved ones.
And she gave them a proper
goodbye.
Let them know, and everything was okay. So I don't think that we should be the ones to judge that she can't end her life in dignity.
But you can, you judge whether she's right or wrong. I can do that. I can judge whether I think it's not right because.
But if you put yourself in her shoes,
I'm not in her shoes, dear.
Then you should.
And for our third story of the day, Swifties in the house. It's T-Swizzle in the joint, and Taylor Swift is never ever getting back with Spotify. They just can't shake it off. Nadia.
Basically, what happens is she didn't put her new album on Spotify and she pulled all her back catalogue. I say she's flying in the face of the inevitable. Music's gone to a point where it's so easily consumable that you don't need to own albums anymore, except for me.
But her album is a bestseller. I mean, it's the hugest seller of the year.
But
it's
you
breaking
see,
records
that's the
left,
thing.
right, centre.
Yeah, but she doesn't need somebody like Spotify, you see. She's like throwing it in the face because she's not getting enough money to buy her Manolos, to pay for her pony.
Okay, you know as someone who does use Spotify and who does listen to Taylor Swift, she is my, what is that?
Spirit animal.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Sure, let's go with that. I'm sad because I'm not able to listen to the
Buy
song.
her album.
Yeah.
Why don't you just buy her
I
album?
would not admit to buying her album,
But you see, that's okay. But the
beyond
thing is, right, she's flying in the face of what music's going to be. Streaming, nobody owns anything anymore, which is also quite sad. But with her taking a stance, is it because she feels that she's standing up for her art?
I think it's a good chance, actually, for Spotify to look at the way they do things and maybe reconsider.
So is that how you actually, I mean, the thing is, how do you actually make sure that something works by taking away your ball and going home?
I think by, taking away your ball and saying, look, we need to rethink how we play this game.
Yeah, so why not do that? And why just play your ball and raise
maybe this is her way of getting the
getting the ball rolling.
Yeah.
But maybe
I tried not.
But she has some exclusive deal with somebody else, you see. And
maybe somebody else who's doing
then it's not honor, is it?
No, but I think when you say flying in the face of the inevitable, I think streaming is inevitable. But, there could be better ways of doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I stay out too late.
You see? Got nothing in my brain.
So
That's what people say.
Okay, last one.
And that is it for today's episode of 89.9 Seconds. You know what to do next. If you have any comments for us, please leave them in the box below. If you'd like more videos like this, subscribe to video.bfm.my, and we will see you next week. Thank you for watching.
Are we ready?